I don't really like the schedule. I think it's a very tough schedule. Obviously, the out-of-conference game in South Bend is brutal. And then I hate the back-to-back-to-back road games at Arkansas, at LSU, at Missouri. However, and this is probably my maroon Kool-Aid, maroon-colored glasses speaking, but I'm going to go over here. The joke is Texas 8-4, right? So all we got to do is get to 8-4, which we pretty much do every year, outside of a couple years at the tail end of Jimbo's tenure, and we hit the over. So I think we can get to 8-4. I think A&M honestly will be better than they were a year ago. They didn't really lose a ton to the draft outside of the defensive line, which is a big question mark. They had 3 players drafted there. However, you and I have talked about this, of course. The guys that they had drafted deserve to be drafted and are physical specimens, but statistically, none of them did much last year. I know that doesn't tell the whole tale, especially for a defensive lineman in terms of the impact they have on the game, but none of them were all conference, right? It's not like those guys were really, really, really producing at a high level for A&M. So the defensive line is definitely a question mark, but if that's really the only place that they lost a ton of, snaps and production, I think overall they should be better. I also like Marcel Reed returning as a solidified starter. I like Colin Klein in that offense being in year 2. And I like A&M returning 7, their top 7 snap count guys on the offensive line. So obviously that includes, dudes who started the year last year as, starters and then were injured or replaced, what have you. But they should have a very solid veteran, old man offensive line that should be able to help Reed out. I think with Reed and with Le'Veon Moss and Reuben Owens in the backfield. Also, they still have Amari Daniels, who's just been a solid, player for 3 years now. So questions on defense at the defensive line in particular. The secondary was not good last year. And then I would say wide receiver is a big question mark. They need someone to step up there. But I think they're probably a better team than they were a year ago overall. So I think they can get to at least 8 wins and cash the over here.